Hi, thanks for tuning in. I'm Glenn Butt, filling in for Glendene. She could not make it tonight, and I tell you, it's too bad she couldn't, because we've got a great 1 hour in store. We were out at the General Sikorsky Hall this past Saturday night, and we watched the living legends of popular music, and they've joined us here tonight. Gary McEwen, the producer and owner of the show.
How you doing, Glenn?
Great, thanks. And Romeo Gittin, who also you'll know as Michael Jackson. And Paul Scarponi as Rod Stewart.
You mentioned that last name right.
Yes. He wanted me to make sure that I got his name right, and we did. So this is live, so don't forget to call in 436-4141. And don't wait till the last half of this show, because, you know, we end up getting so many calls in that we can't get all of yous on. So start now, get the fingers going. Great show Saturday night, Paul. I'm Gary, sorry.
Thank you, thank you. We had some fun with it. We enjoyed it. It was a good time.
The audience actually really gets into this show.
We kind of cater to the audience and kind of play with them a little bit. So the show is basically lined out. The actors, they kind of look at the audience, take over with it, and see how it's happening, and do an excellent job.
You just mentioned before we went on air that you emceed this show really for the first time, and I would have thought that you were a seasoned veteran, because you really had that crowd going.
They're a fun crowd to work with. I think when the people come out to see this show, this type of show, that they're already hyped up a bit and their adrenaline's running, so they're very, very easy to work with. The people of Oshawa, Durham, it's just, I had a little bit of experience before with the Stars and Stripes Pavilion. This show just proves again that they're such easygoing people, and they love it. They love it. It's not very hard to work with them at all.
It was standing room only.
Yes.
And we'll get more to the show in just a little while, but first I just want to talk to your two stars here. Romeo, performing as Michael Jackson, and we'll see both of you guys a little bit later on in costume. But for now, I want to talk about yourself and how you got involved with all of this and impersonating Michael Jackson. How long have you been performing?
For about 12 years now. 12? I started originally in Montreal.
How long have you been doing the Michael Jackson routine?
Professionally for about 9 years now.
9 years?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. What sort of got you started into doing a Michael Jackson?
Well, the thing is, I have 4 brothers, so we used to fool around at home doing the Jackson 5.
I can see it now.
Yeah, exactly. So basically, it started from there, and when he got popular, I just fell into the role, basically, and taken it from there.
Was it your plan to really get into that kind of a concept, or do you still want to get off onto doing your own sort of work?
Well, to me, doing the Michael Jackson's always been fun. But on a serious note, I've just released, I'm into doing children's music now. And I've
really?
just released my first children's album called Boing, and hopefully that'll shoot toward the future.
What was that called?
It's called Boing, B-O-I-N-G.
And Paul, how about yourself? How long have you been performing as Rod Stewart?
I'd say since 1982.
82. And performing in general, how long?
Not about that long. I'd say about 12 years, 11, 12 years.
What was it? You do look similar to Rod Stewart. Was that really what got you off on this step, or did you decide that? The question being actually is it easier to be an impersonator of a performer than try and make it on your own at first and get some work by impersonating?
Well, I don't know if I would call it impersonating. I would consider more acting, playing a role of an actor, more than impersonating. Or I think probably the worst word I hate to hear is look-alike, and please don't call me a look-alike.
Too late, I did.
I mean, but I consider it acting, and I guess it's been about 12 or 13 years since I started that.
What kind of training did you put yourself through?
Gruesome. I would say. I think what we need in this sort of profession is more. I think moral support than anything. I mean, that's a hard thing to find, especially somebody that you're living with. You got to make sure that that person is really supporting you. That's probably the key. But I would say that besides the support, you know, watching the videos and listening to the song. But then again, I was a big fan of his from the start. So it's not that you can sit there and watch the videos and try to get it that way, because I don't know how this sounds, but it just comes naturally. It's either you have it or you don't have it.
Right. The whole show that night was full of talent. There's no question about it. These aren't people that are just pretending to be. You two gentlemen and everybody else that was there that night is performers and gifted performers, I think, because they really did a good job. But as far as where you want your career to go, what do you see yourself doing? Continuing on with as Rod Stewart?
The good thing about my character is that he can retire tomorrow and I can work for the next 15 years, easy.
But isn't there a time when you'd like to do your own, as opposed to someone else's show?
Well, I don't know if I'm interested in doing that. I mean, for me, when I'm up on stage, I guess I am him. I have to be. But when I'm off stage, in other words, if you come over to my house, you won't find one picture of Rod Stewart on any of my walls, or, you know, like
Okay, when we come over to your house, who do we find on your walls? Who's your favorite performer?
My favorite performer? Well,
Michael
I don't
Jackson.
have any, but yeah, Michael, that's right, you know. But who do you find on my walls besides maybe Rod's wife?
Now.
Rachel, where are you?
Romeo, how about yourself? Where do you see your career going with your performances?
Well, Michael Jackson, you can't. He's Michael Jackson. There's only one and only Michael Jackson, and there's only one and only Romeo. So I've taken that step into performing, and I really enjoy children. So doing the children's music came natural. So I like to take that and push that to a higher level.
You really enjoy the
Oh yeah,
children's.
definitely, and performing in front of kids and stuff like that came very natural. So writing music for the album came like second to none.
We've got our first caller on the lines. Go ahead, you're on the line. Hi, who are we talking to?
Larry?
Hi, Larry. You have a question or comment?
I'd like to talk to Rod Stewart there. I'd just like to say I was at the New Year's party at the Westin Hotel. Sorry, Rod Stewart. And I thought he did an excellent job, and my kids love you on that City TV every morning. We watch and we wait for you. When did you tape that?
I believe it was about a year ago.
That's, who's the guitar player? You guys did that in the studio, like kind of in a hallway type thing. My kids love it, and I like it myself.
Yeah, I don't know who did that. They just happened to bring somebody in.
Oh, you don't know who he is?
No, I don't.
You didn't stick around too long for that party at New Year's.
No.
You weren't in a good mood or what?
I probably was. I probably had to be somewhere else.
Oh, yeah, because you mentioned that. Is that going to be an ongoing thing with you or what? Because I took some pictures and you were pretty good at that, and everybody seemed to have a good time there.
Yeah, I probably, I'm sorry, I didn't really hear you there. Maybe you can ask me.
Oh, okay. I'll throw another question. You are a Canadian, though?
Yes, I am. I'm from Mississauga.
You are from... That's, okay, I just wanted to verify that. Have they not picked you up in the States and been on the shows for the lookalikes and everything?
Well,
no, don't call him a lookalike. He doesn't like that.
Yeah, I know.
Again, those shows that you see, like Geraldo or those shows, mainly they are lookalikes. I mean, they don't go out and perform.
Yeah.
And the majority of them really don't even look the part. But anyway, if that's the best the United States has to offer, I'm more than happy to to go down. No, but I've been through the States. I've been through through Canada. Like I said, I've been doing it for about 12 years.
Yes, I've seen you for a while, and you look the same after 12 years.
Well, they call me the younger version. I don't know. I'm not really photogenic on this television, I'm sure. But come and see me live.
Larry, were you at the Sikorsky Hall Saturday night?
No. I know when your show started, you mentioned the Sikorsky Hall. No, I didn't. I saw the Living Legends that I was at. Like I said, I was at the Westin Hotel in Toronto for the New Year's. And it was quite a good affair. They had Tina Turner look-alike, and I just like to talk. I call him Rod again, if you don't mind. But what did he think of that young guy that did the Elvis and the Buddy Holly and everything?
Me personally, what I think?
Yeah, you personally.
On the air?
Because you kind of left.
You realize this is live, right? I mean, we can't edit this out.
I realize.
But
I didn't think he was. I didn't think he was as good as they build him up to be.
Well, the thing you got to remember, Buddy Holly, he's only really, you know, a couple years that he was famous, and
Yeah.
you're looking almost 40 years ago.
Yeah, it was.
So the age group for him, you know, you're looking at about, what, 40 and up, 40,
Yeah.
45 and up.
Right.
Now, the Elvis, there's about 2,000 of them.
Yeah.
I saw really maybe two guys in the 12 years that I've been doing what I'm doing that I would consider that were good, because you got to remember, no, how can I put this? If you don't look the part,
It doesn't work.
yeah, I don't care how good you
Yeah.
sing or how good you move.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the illusion that really
yeah.
we're selling.
Exactly. And I must say, you gave me the illusion a few years ago. Even my wife likes Rod. She never liked Rod Stewart until I got her into it.
You know how many people didn't like Rod Stewart that when they saw me, they go see him live.
That's
so
interesting.
Yeah, but he's
You
been
know.
around for a while. That's why, like, not quite with Rod Stewart, but what was he, with Faces and everything,
Yeah.
and kind of crawled out of the woodwork type thing, and then everybody got into him. But
well, really,
I actually think you're better than Rod
I
Stewart.
think on that note, we should leave it right there.
Gee,
Very
thanks.
good.
Paul Scarponi is better than Rod Stewart.
And I must say, nice chair. That's from Sklar Pepler, isn't it?
This one?
Yes.
Oh, I love this chair. This thing's great.
Yeah.
Thanks for calling, Larry.
I made that chair.
Oh, well, did a good job. Thanks, Larry.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Rod Stewart fan.
well,
The show that he's talking about in the mornings, what's that about? Maybe not everybody is watching is familiar with what he might have been talking about.
well, I don't know if he's. I believe he's talking about the city TV. There's a little blurb that they have there. Once in a while, they put it on, and then there's something out now, right now, that's it's a 976 now party line. That
You're
I
not
didn't know
involved
about.
with that, are you?
No, I'm not involved, but it's something that I've been told that I was on, and then it appeared about
You're
6
here
months 6 months ago, and I had friends tell me that I did another commercial, but I don't
The
remember.
best I ever got was on the bathroom wall, so I guess you're doing all right.
Well, I mean, I didn't know anything about it until I saw it, and there was a party line. So for the viewers out there, I didn't know that they were actually going to put that on, but. Anyways, it's helped me. It's, you know, it's exposure, but it's it's showing more on American channels.
I see. Romeo, just getting back to the conversation we were having about where your career is going to go. You had mentioned Saturday night that you are involved with a studio as well.
Yeah.
What's that all about?
Studio 92 is where I do most of the recording. And because I had to, instead of going through a big, sending my demo tape out to different record companies, I decided to start my own record label. It's a lot of hard work, but I want to build like Motown, basically start it from scratch, start from the beginning, and hopefully eventually to add artists along with me.
And how long have you been at this project?
Well, I started in January of '94, and I put it together. So it was finally, the release date was November 27th. And over Christmas, did a few shows over Christmas time and stuff like that. And some of the shows I incorporate the Michael Jackson, some shows I don't. I try to keep it separate, but some people want the Michael Jackson in there, so I just throw it in there.
You danced the part quite well.
Oh, thank you.
A lot of dance training these past 12 years?
No, just when I first started, I watched all the videos all the time, but now it's just, it comes natural now. I don't have to rehearse. And plus, I find his dancing is very repetitive, so I try to put my own style in at the same time, because he does the same steps over and over again, so I don't watch any more videos, and I try to stay away from it. I hear the groove, the beat, and my own stuff in it.
Mm-hmm. Paul, you'd mentioned that you're actually acting. Do you feel yourself more of an actor than a singer? Because you do sing over track, do you not?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, a great voice.
Yeah, more of an act. It's like I said before. It's more when you're out there, you have to. You're acting. It's not impersonating. Not about impersonating. Maybe if you're or a look-alike. If you're hired to go to a certain function just to walk around and mingle with people, and you look the part, you look like somebody, then maybe a look-alike. But when you're actually performing, and you have to get into the role, put on the costumes, and the second that song starts, you become that character. It's just, when I watch myself on video, I mean, honest to God, I can't believe that it's actually me doing that. Because in real life, that I'm usually pretty shy and, you know, wiggle around the way I do. It's just, I have to do it. You know, if you don't do what he does, or whatever your character is, then, you know, people out there, when they're watching you, they're critics. They're looking at every move you're making, especially a character like Rod Stewart. The majority of the people do know who he is.
Well, that's the part about what you guys do, I can imagine, is the toughest, because everybody's going to compare you to the real McCoy, and as opposed to just doing your own show. So I can see where you're saying the acting comes into it. But you've been doing the Rod Stewart for quite some time. You don't really, do you see yourself going off and singing, or going off and doing more acting?
I never really put too much attention to that. I mean, I also I sell real estate. I'm a real estate agent, really, by trade. And I haven't really, I mean, I had opportunities to go to the Far East. In fact, Europe, all over. Like this character that I do, there's maybe 2 people in North America. Besides, there's one other person besides myself that does this character. So, you know, it's, if I was to put everything aside, I have a 10-year-old boy, and I can't really go out too long, and I made it, you know, I promised myself and my son that if I do go away, be maybe a week or 2 at a time. But to go for 6 months, which I had the opportunity to do, I don't know if it'd be worth it.
We're going to get into the traveling that you guys have done during the second half of the show when you guys come back. Right now, Paul and Romeo are going to head out and get changed. Hang on just one second, guys. They're going to get into costume and come back as Michael Jackson and Rod Stewart. So we'll take a couple minutes break. Stay tuned, because when we come back, Gary and I are going to get down and dirty about the living legends of popular music.
Heart disease and stroke are Canada's #1 killer. Your donations fund education and medical advances that save more lives each year. Thanks to research, he has a pacemaker. She has a grandfather. Help give someone a second chance. Please give generously to the Heart and Stroke Foundation.
He'd get himself into this rage, and then he'd punch.
I had to cry quietly so the neighbors wouldn't hear.
They had to bring me into the surgery to sew me up.
So you are humiliated, isolated from your family, isolated from your friends.
I felt like a prisoner. I thought I had nothing, no place to go.
He couldn't stop until I'd be literally out cold.
My husband was charged with assault. That's the law.
I found out there were people I could talk to, and I'm feeling a lot better about myself.
1 in 10 women is assaulted by her partner. If you're a woman who needs help, call the Wife Assault Helpline listed in your phone book.
Good, you're still there, because now we're going to learn about the living legends of popular music from Gary McEwen, the owner and producer of the program. And we'll just first talk about this past Saturday's show. As I already touched on, that was quite a show, a lot of energy. It started with David Copperfield, and then the Star Dancers came out, which were a group of dancers, 1 male and a group of females. The Living Legend Dancers, 2 males, and then Tom Jones came out, Boy George, George Michaels, Janet Jackson, Rod Stewart, Michael Jackson, and have I missed anybody?
I got a good memory. I couldn't even remember myself. No, not really. I guess you got it all. You hit the whole thing. I got to mention that show that we did do. It was like a teaser show. It wasn't a real big show yet.
Ooh, you teased me.
We still got things hidden up our sleeves and that stuff. That was basically an introduction show to get back into it. What we're trying to do is basically introduce Oshawa to the theater type evening entertainment dance whole scenario type thing. So it's an idea of taking a little bit of theater, a little bit of acting, a little bit of dancing, a little bit of music, and just combining the whole thing and putting the whole evening on. And that's and catering to, I would say, maybe the baby boomer age, from, you know, mostly the baby boomers, and doing a little bit of acting routine stuff, you know, to get away from the nightclubs where there's just the pounding music and that stuff, to get in a little more theater romantic type of stuff, and that, you know, fantasy, magic.
It was standing room only. I didn't see an empty table at all, and the energy throughout the entire evening was just incredible. Now, the thing about this that I thought was really great was after the show ended, it ended with Rod Stewart, and he actually had people from the audience up on stage with him, and then they gathered around in the foyer in front of him on the dance floor, and right from there went into a DJ, and the rest of the night from about 10:15 on till about 1 o'clock or 1:30, as you mentioned, was a DJ, and it was a great party, and everybody, usually you see people sort of reluctantly, they start to get up and get onto the dance floor as the night goes on, but they were right there as soon as the show ended.
It's a very high energy show. It's the type of show with the music that's there. You can't sit still. You want to get up and dance and move. And we are kind of reluctant on how long the show is going to be because of that. We want to make sure that people have enough dancing time, and this show here, we made it a point to make it just long enough so it's comfortable, and then get right into the party. And a nice way to end it was with Rod Stewart having a party and getting right into the dancing.
Yeah.
And you've seen the dance floor was full. I mean,
oh, yeah.
All night. It was amazing, and I'd like to thank my partner and my wife, who is a co-producer, for the table seatings and all that stuff. We last minute things to get everybody seated and that stuff, and get the show underway. You know, I think we ran about, what, 20 minutes late or something like that. I think we're to get it started.
That's
and it was
right.
just, people were just out to have fun. They knew it was going to be a fun time, and it turned out that way.
And you know what? I think we have some more living legends possibly on the phone. Go ahead. Hello. Hi, who's this?
This is Jay.
Hi, Jay. How are you?
Not bad. How are you?
Good, thanks. Who do you look like? I think maybe we can get you a rehearsal or an audition with Gary.
You know what?
Yes.
I look exactly like that DJ you guys were talking about not too long ago.
You have a question or comment?
No, I'd just like to pass on congratulations to the whole gang. A very well show the other night. And I hope that we can have many more.
Thank you very much. I'm glad you enjoyed it, and I'm glad you were
How's it
a part
going,
of
Gary?
it. Not too bad.
Hey, Paul. Romeo?
Oh, they're getting changed frantically, as a matter of fact, trying to get changed. So we're just here with Gary right now. Okay? Thanks for calling.
Thanks, Jay.
Thanks, Jay. Hi. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Who's this?
This is Linda.
Hi, Linda.
I was just wondering, who's the little girl that's on stage with Paul most of the time? I don't think she was at the show at Sikorsky Hall. I wasn't at the Sikorsky Hall, but she's usually on the stage with her, with him.
The little girl who was on the stage with her actually is my pride and joy. She's my own little girl, Miranda. She's 5 years old. She's been with the show ever since we started it. The song What We Do as a part of the show where Paul does a song by Rod Stewart, Forever Young. And,
one of my favorites.
Yeah, and it's kind of like a tearjerker. It's fun to watch the audience when this thing takes place, is that when my daughter's there and he come walking out with my daughter singing the song, you see the parents that are out in the audience can fully relate to it, and they think it's great. They kind of love it, and it brings a lump to my throat every time I see it. I mean, it's a great part of the show. Her name is Miranda, and she's my daughter. She's 5 years old, and hi, honey, I know you're watching out there, so that's great.
Oh, she does a really good job.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, thanks for calling. And we have one more call. Hi.
Hello.
Hi, who's this?
This is Mandy.
Mandy?
Mandy.
Hi, Mandy. How are you?
Fine.
Good, good. You have a question or a comment?
Yes, I have a comment. I'd like to say I went to the show on Saturday night.
Yeah.
And I think it's marvelous.
That was a spectacular show.
Excellent.
Pardon me?
The actors were excellent. The impersonators, or the whatever you want to call them, excellent.
Actors. Better call them actors, Mandy.
Were you one of the ladies screaming and hooting and hollering on the?
Yes, I was.
We need more like her. We need
Tom Jones
more.
was out there and Rod was out there.
Yes, yes.
Yes, I'd just like to compliment them, say it was an excellent show, and Dad Miranda is 4.
Dad Miranda is 4? It's my daughter's age, so stop phoning in.
Okay.
Take care. Yeah, everybody loved the show. It's a great show. It's a lot of fun. We got more shows coming up. That will be in the same type of lineup with impersonator or actors, personally. I almost said it myself. And we have a variety show. We have a new show that's coming up March the 25th at General Sikorsky Hall. It's a part of Living Legends, another side of that we're looking at. It's called, we're going to call it Just for Laughs. It's comedians. We have, with these great comedians, Glenn Otway. He's been on Yuck Yucks. He's going to be there. We have Adam Tamoon. Now, this guy goes way back. He's great. I mean, this guy goes back to my era when I used to take off to the city of Toronto, go down to the old Seaway Hotel, and it was called Adam's Rib down there. And we have that coming up, too. And then we have Paul will be there, and then Michael Jackson will also be there. So we got shows up and coming that it's going to be really great for Oshawa, Durham, and for us.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing the next show with the performers. Like you said, this was just a teaser this past Saturday.
Just a teaser.
Who else do you have on your list of performers?
Things we got coming up in the future is a list of performers. We have a great lady that does Tina Turner. She's excellent singer and an excellent actor, and she portrays her persona to the most exquisite excellence. We have also Marilyn Monroe. We have Cher. We have Madonna. So we have a lady, what we're going to call it a Power Ladies Night. And that's exactly what the lineup's going to be. It's just all these power ladies. And it's going to be a great show with the backup dancers, the whole thing. And then we're going to do the same thing again, but we're going to flip it around with the guys. And we're going to bring out some other actors. We'd love to do a country and western one. That's in the works with Kenny Rogers, Dolly Parton, Willie Nelson for our country and western gang.
Yeah, I'm
we're
a
going to have
country
that.
fan.
That'll be coming up. And all kinds of things we got happening for the Oshawa area. And I think it's about time this thing happened. I mean, it's an excellent evening. We want to make it really affordable like we've just done. And we want a lot of people to come out and enjoy it and get the theater happening here in Oshawa, nice and live. And
Great. Okay, we'll talk more just after this break. Now, going to this break, we're going to be seeing Romeo as Michael Jackson and Paul as Rod Stewart. So don't forget, 436-4141 to call in and talk to them. They'll be coming back and joining us in costume. And that was just a taste of the teaser from Saturday night. Now, we promised them, and here they are. He's moonwalked right onto our set. Romeo as Michael Jackson, and kicking a soccer ball all the way, Paul Scarponi as Rod Stewart. Here they are. Great outfits, great costumes.
No music in the background?
No, sorry. But we do have the socks that you wanted us to make sure. You know, he's right down to the socks. He's got the Rod Stewart hat.
And the shoes.
Gary, going back to just a little bit about Living Legend of Popular Music, the acts, they are all associated with the show, with your show?
Yeah, the acts are it's kind of like a marriage deal. They're kind of married to ourselves and the Legends show, and they're a great bunch of people. But they also do their own individual thing. They go out and do that, and we encourage that. I mean, I think that's the greatest move we can, because it gives them room to grow, and it reflects on the show, because they come back with new things and they tell me. And then my Paul is the director. I mean, without him we'd be lost, because he more or less kind of sees these new things, foresees different angles and stuff that I don't see as a producer, but as a director he'll phone me up with this stupid idea, and he says, I'm changing this or doing this, and I'll say, okay, Paul, you're directing it, you go ahead and do it. But
you go ahead.
Yeah, definitely, it's a bonus for us to do that. They're married to the show, they're married to me, it's just like a friendship type thing. We like to keep it that way.
Okay, Romeo. Great outfit. Now, you've been to Japan.
Yeah, I was in Japan.
Tell us about your travels and the things you've had the chance to do as performing.
Oh, the Michael Jackson character has presented a lot of opportunities. I've had the great opportunity to go to Japan in August. I was there for a week doing the Wakayama World's Fair. That experience was out of this world. I mean, the Japanese people and the place is phenomenal. I like to, right now I'm learning the language because I'd like to return and do Michael Jackson and the show eventually.
Any other places you've been to in your
Yes, I've been parts of the United States, Florida, California. I've been in Europe, Germany, Switzerland, and France, and plus all over Canada and the West Indies. So I've done a lot of traveling. I've been very fortunate and lucky to have those opportunities.
How about yourself, Paul? You mentioned just before going off to get changed about a 6-month traveling, was it? Or
oh, well, no, that was an opportunity I had, like opportunity to travel Europe to do this, and the Far East. Would have been a 6-month tour in the Far East, like China, Taiwan, Hong Kong, Singapore, that sort of thing. It's a big market out there, because they haven't seen this before, you know? I mean, if you put together the characters that we have, it's basically the only show of its kind in North America. So we don't have any competition. And by the way, I want to make this clear, I'm not married to Gary.
You should be, you should be. I think you should stress the point, too, is what Paul was talking about, is one thing that he said to me when we first met. He said to me, what's unique about this show is that you'll never go to a concert or a show and see Rod Stewart, Tina Turner, Michael Jackson, all at once, all at one phenomenal show. This, for some people, this is the closest they'll ever get to the real thing, and they treat it like we have ladies crying and people crying and yelling and screaming, and they actually think that this is Rod Stewart up there and Michael Jackson and the actors, and we love it. I mean, we love to give those people that chance to do that, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah, and we have people on the line that would love to talk to them as well. Go ahead.
Hello.
Hi, who's this?
It's Noel calling.
Pardon me?
It's Noel.
Hi, Noel. How are you?
Fine, thanks.
Good,
I would just like to make a comment on the show itself. I believe it's very well put together, and I'm sure it must have taken a lot of work. I personally have met Paul, and I think he does an excellent job. But the point I'd like to make out is to the actual sound and light crew, because I do believe that that would take a long time to put together, as well as of a lot of hard work. Personally, I can relate, so I know exactly what it does take to get something like that together, and I'd just like to commend them on their job. I've met the actual DJ and the light guy and their crew, and once again, I'd just like to commend them on the excellent job they're doing, and keep it up, guys.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, then.
There's a lot of people behind the scenes, and if we start naming them all off, there's so many people to thank. And we do have an excellent sound crew, and our disc jockey after show. What's unique is about, because the show has so much energy, that we have a dance afterwards, and it's just like carries right through the whole evening. Our disc jockeys and our light technician and sound technician are just phenomenal at that, because they can take off the spur, and that makes the show.
We were there in the afternoon, and we saw the kind of work going on. We have some more calls on the line as well. Go ahead. Hi, who's this?
Oh, hi, this is Anita.
Hi, Anita. How are you?
Oh, good, thanks.
Great.
We were at the show on Saturday. Just want to say it was really great. It was excellent. I wanted to know, does the Rod Stewart impersonator, does he really sing, or is that like lip sing?
No, well, we'll let Paul answer that question. Paul, are you lip syncing or are you singing?
First of all, remember I said no impersonating? Remember that?
That was a no-no. Okay, we apologize.
I do a bit of both. Depends where. If I'm on, in other words, if I'm on television, I definitely will lip sync because, I mean, Rod himself does it, but he doesn't do a good job. Like, you know,
right.
If you notice next time you see Rod lip syncing, he's terrible. But mainly I sing live over track. That's what I do. That brings out the realism. In other words, if I don't sound the part, then the people, that's what they'll remember. So, oh yeah, he looked like him, but he didn't really sound like him. So what I do is I try to bring out the entire illusion, not only on the look, but even what you're used to hearing on the radio.
Yeah.
If you go see him live and he doesn't sound like what you normally, like his records, you get disappointed. So the fact that we're only out there for a short period of time, the key here is to bring out the illusion, not only visual, but also what you hear. So it's not that I'm out there for 2 hours, so I get my 10, 15 minutes, and...
Oh, it was great. It was just incredible, and it's certainly something that Oshawa needs to see a lot more of. And when we were at the show, it was just incredible. Even the light show, just everybody, and such a mix of people. That was the other incredible thing.
Well,
but the only thing I didn't like the Boy George. That was the only one that I was.
Is there a reason why you didn't like him? I mean,
I don't know. The music's just kind of like too far outdated. Like it really isn't as. You guys go out there and you kind of get the audience in the whole whole show.
The idea of Boy George really is the variety.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. He just didn't seem to have the oompa like you or Michael Jackson.
Well, that's why we have him out there. So then.
Listen, I even love Tom Jones. He was excellent.
Yeah. Tom Jones was a good entertainer for sure.
Oh, listen, I mean, like Delilah was just incredible, but it was a great show, and love to see more of it around because, you know, certainly there would be a great interest in it, I'm sure, and it was just an incredible show, and I know if they were going to have any more, that we would certainly go to them.
So I'll make sure Boy George gets this.
Yeah, we'll pass the message along. Thanks for calling.
Oh, you're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Hi, go ahead.
Hi, it's Darlene.
Hi, Darlene.
Hi, I was just wondering where Paul will be playing next and when.
March 25th.
Not at Gary's house, that's for sure.
March the 25th. March the 25th at General Sikorsky Hall. We'll be back again with a show called Just for Laughs, and Paul will be there, and Romeo will be there, and some dancers will be there, so you'll be there.
Just out of curiosity, I think she asked me the question, wasn't it?
I just want to make sure that you get it in there, Paul.
You look to Gary for the answer,
yes.
though.
Well, you know.
He does. Directors usually do.
Thanks for the call.
And
sorry.
And I was wondering how Paul deals with all the girls grabbing his butt.
Grabbing my butt?
How does your girlfriend deal with it? That's what we want to know.
She encourages them. But how do I deal with it? Well, if they're just grabbing it a little bit, I don't mind. But I just finished doing a show in Sault Ste. Marie, and the lady did a little bit more than that. I just happened to see a hand in between my legs, and you can figure out the rest of it. And it was painful.
Oh, my. Thanks for calling.
Thank you.
Hi, go ahead.
How you doing?
Hi,
Ken, I'd like to say hi to Gary.
Hi.
How you doing, buddy?
Not too bad.
Who's this?
Who is it?
Man, it's Ken.
Ken.
Yeah, I guess those entrepreneur classes paid off, eh, Gary?
Oh, yes. How you doing, Ken?
Well, I'm glad to see you on TV. They were just channel surfing. Well, hey, look, who was on TV?
Oh, okay.
Good luck, buddy.
Well, how come you weren't at the show, Ken?
Because we've seen it once.
Okay. We'll see you next time, Ken.
Talk to you later, bud.
Bye-bye.
Thanks. Hi, you're on the air.
Hi, it's Jane. I
Hi.
saw the show. It's great. The reason I'm calling is I know Ken and I know Gary, so I just thought I'd call and say hi to Gary.
Hello. How are you?
Fine. Do you recognize who it is?
No, but that's besides the point. No.
Jane.
Should have a camera at home so we can see it at home. See?
It's Jane, Gary.
Jane.
From Days.
Jane.
From Days.
Oh, hi. How are you?
Not bad. How are you?
The whole thing is phoning in. That's great. Where were you? Were you at the show?
I saw the show in Ajax.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, it was great. Very
Okay.
entertaining.
Well, thanks for calling.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. The reason I phoned was I wanted to know if you do private parties like proms and stuff.
We can talk. Give me a call.
Sure, actually, I'll get Julian to give you a call.
There you go.
Okay.
Thanks for calling, Jane.
Have a good night, Gary.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Jane. Hi, go ahead.
Hi, it seems like old home week. It's Trina Lyons from Days. Hi, Gary. Just want to know if you're possibly going to be doing Fiesta Week again this year.
We've been approached, yes, to do Fiesta Big Stars and Stripes Pavilion. As far as I know, it's in the works. We just got to firm it up, and we'll be there. The show will be there. We kind of love doing that pavilion. It was a lot of fun with Fiesta Week and the Folk Arts Council. They treated us very well. And I think we got a lot of new stuff coming up. So, yeah, we'll be there.
Great. Give me a call if you need any costumes, eh?
Okay.
Okay, love. Take care. Bye-bye.
Okay, we have another call on the line. Go ahead.
Hi. I just want to say on Saturday night, that was a great show. My parents went to see it. It was really great. I want to ask Rod, do you think you sound exactly like the real one? Because, like, my parents told me all about you. They said you were great.
Do I? Do I? No, I don't.
No.
No, I don't. His voice is very hard for the simple reason he sings through it from his throat, not from where usually they normally sing from, and that's why he normally has problems with his voice. His actual, how can I put it? His vocals are very hard to imitate. So the fact that's why I sing live over track. And again, like I said before, we're just there to create an illusion.
Yeah. They won't stop talking about it. It was a great show. I think all the people from Oshawa really enjoyed it. There was a lot of fans, I think. Well,
thank you.
I just wanted to say it's really great that you guys showed up there. It sounded like it was a fantastic show. I feel bad that I wasn't there, so if you do it again, I'll make sure I'm there next time.
Yeah,
Thanks
stay
a lot.
tuned. They will be back.
Bye.
Bye-bye. We have another call. Go ahead. You're on the line.
Hi, how's it going?
Good. Who's this?
It's Mark.
Hi, Mark. Forgot who you were for a moment? You forgot who you were for? Never mind.
Yeah, I forgot. Sorry.
You have a question or comment, Mark?
Just wanted to comment on how great the technicians behind the scenes are. You know, I met some of them when I was at the show last week. It was great. They were great people.
The unsung
Seems like
heroes.
you got a good team going.
Unsung, yes, yes. I should mention, they're local too. Mr. Jason Norris was our disc jockey and sound technician, and he's really good. He's come along with the show quite well. Michael McEwen, my son, he's on lighting. Sean O'Neill was there on lighting. So these are all people that are behind the scenes, and there was other people too that helped out behind the bar and stuff and that. So there's a lot of people that are behind the scenes. I think we'd fill this room with them if we brought them all in, but a lot of preparation to put that little show on.
Yeah, it was great. The whole thing was great. The whole, just everything, just great show. Great show, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mark.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. And another call. Hi. Who's this?
This is Lynn Wood.
Hi, Lynn.
Hi. I got a question for Michael Jackson there. My son thinks you're really great, and he enjoyed the show.
Oh, thank you.
And he'd like to say hi. Is it okay?
Oh, perfect.
Okay. Chris, can I say hi? Hi.
Hi. How you doing?
How are you?
Good.
Your biggest fan. I'm a fan.
Thank you.
That's great.
Yeah, he's 2.
2 years old?
I just like to say that, that it was a great show, and you did play really well.
Thank you very, very much. Thank you.
Excellent job.
And like I said, my son is a very fan of yours, so if you're ever in Oshawa around here, come and see us.
March 25th, we'll be back.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Okay, Thanks for calling. And another call?
Hi, my name is Monica, and I'm a former student from Days. And my boyfriend Rob still actually goes to Days, and we saw Living Legends when they performed for United Way in Pickering. And I just wanted to say I love the show, and my boyfriend loved Marilyn Monroe.
Oh.
That was priceless. And I can't wait to have better seats and see you guys again when you come to either Whitby or Oshawa.
Oh, we'll be here, and I wish there was a lot more seating. Yeah, we're kind of stuck with the halls. It's really tough to get a lot of great seating, but I'm glad you've seen the show with Marilyn Monroe. Yeah, she's a great entertainer, and she goes right out and works with the audience, too. So.
Yeah, well, the other entertainers were just as good.
Thank you.
Okay, well, I look forward to seeing another show of yours.
You'll see us on March 25th.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks for calling.
Bye.
Bye-bye. You know, the thing about the show as well that we haven't really touched on yet, it was after the performances are done, these gals go out and talk with the people in the audience and dance with them, and that's a unique part of the show. Do you guys enjoy that part of the show?
Well, yeah, I guess I do. I think that it gives them an opportunity to meet the acts and to get a picture with them and to
do some more grabbing.
Well, yeah, it depends. But it's mainly they like to get a picture off of you so they can use it as a conversational piece, I guess, and say, "Oh, well, I met Rod, and here's the picture," or and so forth. But it's mainly out of fun. I mean, they have a really good time. They get caught up into the show, and naturally, certain people want to meet certain acts. I mean, they're there to see certain. Like, in other words, the room on the other night, we sold out at 500 people. And I'm sure there's a portion of those people that are there to see certain acts.
Yeah.
They don't necessarily like every single one of them, but as a show, when you put it all together, they...
Yeah, I think everybody was quite entertained with the whole show. Maybe people had their favorites, but I think everybody enjoyed the entire program from Saturday night. And that's compliments to the show that you produce, Gary, and all the talent that you supply. The question I have, though, is going back to the one caller. Romeo, you are married, and Paul, you have a girlfriend. How do they react to the way that girls react to you?
At the beginning, when I first met my wife, she was not in the entertainment field at all. So when I started doing it, she was kind of... But as we've done more shows and stuff like that, and she's part of the children's show with me, she encourages, like, go out there and stuff like that. How many people came to you this time? How many pictures you get taken? So she's really supportive.
Doesn't get jealous at all?
No, not at all.
No. Paul?
Well, I must say, and I should go on the record, Glenda, you're very supportive. Glenda Curtis.
So they're okay with it. That's they realize what it is. It's a show and a performance, so they understand that.
Yeah.
Do you find people getting really caught up into it, though?
Yes.
As if you are really the person?
Yes.
Yeah. Let's see if this person is caught up in it. Hi, go ahead. You're on the air.
Hello.
Hi, who's this?
Hi, it's Alan calling.
Hi, Alan.
Hi, how are you?
Good, thanks.
I have a question that I'd like to ask Gary, I think, and that is regarding how do you get into the show itself? Like, I've performed live in front of fairly large audiences and can impersonate about 10 voices.
What does he do?
Well, that's great. That's great, Alan, because actually you can get into it because we are basically looking for talent in the area. As I say, we're experimenting and trying to get a whole new thing going here with the dinner theater type show, and you know, basically, if you give us a call, we put you in touch with our director, who is Paul here. We look at the acts and we listen to your stuff, and we take videos and listen to them, just like audition.
Right.
We talk to you, and if we can use you in acts and we like it, we can use it for MC and maybe take Glenn's job here. You know, you do all these things.
What's his name, Alan? What's his
Alan,
name, Alan?
and you do different voices.
Yes.
Is that do us a voice, Alan? One voice. Who can you do?
Well, it's hard without the backup or whatever, but I can, like I do Tom Jones, Humperdinck. I do it to a T. In fact, I was out with John Davidson's Singer Summer Camp back a number of years ago.
Yes.
And had the opportunity to meet with Kenny Rogers and sang live in front of about 5,000 people at the Hollywood Bowl in California. And
Wow.
Kenny said I did the best Tom Jones that he'd ever heard, or Humperdinck. So
See, but
Joe know this.
I think you need to give Gary a call.
Give us a call. We have a line. We have a line for tickets and sales and information. It's can I give it?
Go ahead. Yes.
It's 723-7822. That's 723-7822, and that's for upcoming shows and tickets and information. Give us a call, Alan. Give us a call. We'll talk.
okay, thank you.
Thanks for calling.
Thanks for calling. As far as the performances go, you have, what, about 50% or so actually sing live and another 50% or so that lip sync. Is that a good ratio, do you think?
I'd say, what's the answer for Paul? Yeah, I guess maybe 60-40, Paul, would you say? What are we at? It depends on the actors themselves.
I'd say about that.
Yeah.
And you got to remember when you, I don't know if you ever saw Madonna live, for instance. Madonna herself, she lip syncs the majority of her own show, so she's not out there really singing. I mean, she can just because of the movements and it's impossible.
Yeah.
But you can tell the difference when she's actually singing and when she's not singing.
It's a lot of work.
her voice is totally different. Yeah.
I don't think the general public can tell, because there's a number that we do in the show that Paul does in the show, which is called the Hot Legs, a Rod Stewart number, and he will start the show. He'll start the number off singing, and he could be lip singing to it, and then all of a sudden we'll have Tina Turner come out singing live. Okay. And we put them both on stage together like a duet, and people are just amazed at this, because well, are they singing or aren't they singing, or are they not? That's part of the show. That's part of the whole illusion. You figure it out as the people out there. What are we doing?
Is it live or
Memorex? We've got another caller on the line. Let's get to this caller. Hi, who's this?
This is Sean.
Hi, Sean. How are you?
Not bad.
Good, good.
I'm just commenting on both shows, the Ajax show and the Oscar show. I went to both, and they were both great. And I like to say Paul is a great actor there. Also, I was wondering, how long did it take Gary to get this far?
Wow. I've been involved in the entertainment business for about 21 years in different aspects of it. To get with the Legend Show, we've been at it now for about a year. Is Paul? I guess about a year we've been...
I've known you. I've been married to you, but I've known you for about a year.
It's about a year we've been married, so the Legend Show is brand new. It's like a new little baby that we're kind of build up and teach to crawl before it walks and that stuff. And it's about a year we've been on the Legend scene, but entertainment, about 21 years.
Yeah. I was wondering also, how long does it take you to set up? Because that's a fair bit of equipment there.
We're slowly getting it down to a science like anything else. It takes a long time for our technical crew to get together, and usually they're pretty sufficient. They do it pretty fast. It usually takes about a day. We're there at 8 o'clock in the morning, show starts at 8 o'clock at night. They're there right through, sweating it out, auditions, sound checks. It takes a long time. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, and one more question. How much wattage do you use?
That's a technical. We'd have to ask our technical advisor on that, and unfortunately he's not here. But it's in sound. Oh wow, I wouldn't know right offhand. That's why we have somebody else to do it. They're technical.
Do you also rent the equipment, or do you own it?
Oh wow. 99.9% we are self-sustaining our own equipment.
Well, good luck with the Legend Show, and I hope you keep growing and getting better.
Thank you very much.
I'll see you in March 25th, is it?
March 25th.
All right, thanks.
Okay, thanks.
Bye-bye.
And the last call. Go ahead. Hi, who's this?
Oh, hi, it's Gus calling from Whitby.
Hi, Gus. You made it in.
Good. I met Paul when he was working with the fellow that was doing the George Michael impersonation. He was with Jeff Keys of Prison Production a few years ago. Where's George Michael these days?
George Michael?
Yeah. Is he still performing or not?
Well, he was at the show Saturday.
Yeah, he was at the show, and he, if you want to see him, he has his own tanning salon in...
No thanks.
in Pickering.
Here's my real question now. Are there any problems with the legalities of being an impersonator of these people, these stars that we know of? Any problems with that kind of thing?
That's a good question, and my best answer to that one is I wouldn't mind Rod suing me. I think it would be good publicity.
A compliment, wouldn't
but it would be a compliment. But no, as long as we don't go out and say that I'm Rod Stewart.
Right.
You know, we mentioned my real name, of course, Paul Scarponi as Rod Stewart. Then no, there's no problem. We're not. And our posters, even, we give out that disclaimer. You know, we put our own names on there so people know that it's not the real thing.
Yeah.
And we consider ourselves the next best thing.
Absolutely. I would have to agree, the next best thing.
Yeah. Paul, in your day-to-day life, like when you're traveling, are you still around the Toronto area?
Yeah, I'm in the Mississauga area.
Okay, like when you're doing your thing during the day when you're not performing, how do you dress? Do you dress like you look right now, or do you not have the flashy clothes?
No, only when I'm going for a listening and I want to... Then, no. I don't know, did you watch a show earlier on?
No, I didn't see it. No, I just turned it on.
So I kind of, what I was wearing before, that's kind of what I would go out with, yeah.
In selling real estate, you get up into the outfit and somebody says, I just bought a house for Rod Stewart.
Well, I was thinking to change my name to Rod Stewart, by the way. That's just for business purpose, but I forgot about that.
Well, it's good to see you guys again, and keep up the good work. Have fun.
Thanks for calling.
Okay.
And just maybe a quick note, that other caller named Sean, you asked if Gary owned the equipment. Maybe you should ask him if it's insured.
Yeah. Yes, that's true. That's true. It is now.
Just we're running out of time real fast here, but I just want to know, you have quite a celebrity to portray, Romeo. Do you find it very difficult, and does the crowd respond when you dance? You've got to be
right on. Yeah, basically, that's where my illusion comes in the best. When I'm on stage and the lights and the cameras and everything, that's where I shine. Basically, it's when you go. It's the dancing, it's the singing, it's the movement. It's got to come together on stage. If it's not, well, you can look just like the character, which I've seen them, but if you want the dancing, it's like, okay, it looks like him, but what can you do?
Have either of you had the opportunity to meet the person yet?
You've met Rod.
Yes, I met Rod in the summer of '88, and he was really shy. I was really surprised, and he was taller than I thought he was. And for anybody out there who wants to know how tall Rod Stewart is, he's about 5'11" to 6 feet tall. He's not a little Joe. But just quickly on that, when I met Rod, the funny thing was I knew it was him, but the feeling I had, I met somebody that created that character. I don't know how, it's very hard to explain, but I knew he was Rod Stewart, but not the Rod Stewart that you would normally see up on stage. So to me, it was that he created that character. And he was a very nice guy, but very shy, and I was surprised.
Interesting. Great. Well, gentlemen, I'd like to thank you for coming on to the program. Gary McEwen, producer of the Living Legends of Popular Music. A great show again.
Thank you.
You mentioned that was just the teaser, so
That's
look
just
out.
the
There's a
teasers.
whole lot more coming our way.
March the 25th.
Yep, great. Romeo, fantastic performance there
thank you very
Saturday
much.
night. Thanks for coming in.
It's great to be here.
And again, Paul as well.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I just have one little addition I think I need to add to this. There we go. Now I look like them. What do you think? Can I go for an audition now?
Yes. Yes.
Well, that's the Glendene
Tom Cruise
Collins
with
show.
a short hair.
Pardon me?
Tom Cruise with short hair.
Tom Cruise with short hair. For the Glendene Collins Show, I'm Glenn Butt. Thanks for tuning in. We've had a lot of fun this last hour. And for the viewers that got in, we appreciate your calls. For the rest of you, you're just going to have to check out the Living Legends for yourself.